is here and many of you guys are needing relief from allergies. So today we're going to talk all about Flonase nasal spray. It's one of 2 brands that's on the market for nasal sprays. Today we're going to talk about how it works, how you use it, the price, and the side effects. Make sure you guys stay tuned for more pharmacist advice. For a lot of people out there, the oral antihistamines just don't quite cut it. So like your Allegra, your Zyrtec, your Claritin, they just don't work. So that's when I definitely suggest you should try something like a nasal spray. They work totally differently and they can provide a lot more relief. So let's take a look at this chart that shows how allergies work in the body. So what happens when your body comes into contact with pollen or allergens is IgE antibodies bind to the allergens on what's called a mast cell. So once the antibodies and allergens have bound to the mast cell then releases histamine, eosinophils, leukotrienes, cytokines, and prostaglandins. So this all happens right away. And your standard antihistamines, they cover this initial wave of the allergic response from histamine. Now, Flonase also blocks all of these inflammatory mediators plus more. So Flonase is a corticosteroid, so it's then able to decrease the number of inflammatory cells 6 to 12 hours later, and it can also inhibit and stop the release of inflammatory mediators. So with Flonase, the steroid properties of the medication make it much more effective in preventing allergies symptoms. And so that's why it really is a great option over the oral antihistamines for people who suffer from more severe allergies. So for those of you guys out there who have decided you want to try the nasal spray because the oral antihistamines just aren't cutting it, so here are some options you're going to see at the pharmacy when you go there. So they're going to have the Flonase nasal spray, they're going to have the Flonase Sensimist. Now, the difference between these two is the Flonase Sensimist is just a mist, so it's a little lighter of a spray. And that one is going to be a couple bucks more expensive than the Flonase nasal spray. Now, they're also going to have the generic versions. I always suggest you get the generic versions of everything except eye drops. So for the nasal spray, you're going to want to get the generic because it's the same thing. It's just going to be a little cheaper. And then they're going to have different sizes, like 120 puffs or 60 puffs. I just got the 60 puff one for the example today. The one that I grabbed was the Kroger Flonase nasal spray. It has 60 sprays in it and it was $8.99, so not too expensive. And they're also going to have a kids version. Obviously, you're going to make sure you don't get the kids version. And then this is how you're going to use it. So the first week, you're going to do 2 sprays in each nostril every day. And then after a week, you can do 1 to 2 sprays in each nostril just as needed. So that's kind of how they start you off with it. And then I'm going to show you guys how you actually use it. So I'll just pop this baby open. All right, so I have the Flonase out of the box and it is all ready to start using. So what we're going to do is, if you've never used it before, you have to get it all primed up. So first off, you're going to shake it. And then you're going to take the plastic cap off. Okay. So then you have to point it away from yourself. You have to prime it to get it ready so that the drug actually comes out. You're going to press it down until liquid comes out. And it could take a couple pumps before it comes out the first time you used it. Mine came out right away, so we're all ready. Okay, so next thing you're going to do is you want to blow your nose before you use it. I have already blown my nose, so I don't need to worry about that. And then what you're going to do is you want to take the tip of this and you want to point it towards the outside nostril. You don't want to point it towards your septum. And then you're also going to close your one nostril and you're going to breathe in gently as you press this down and you're going to exhale out your mouth when you're done. So it's going to look a little like this. Breathe out. Okay, so now I'm going to do the other side. So I'm going to plug this nostril right here. Okay, so I'm all done. So now what I want to do is I want to wipe the lid off, or the nasal applicator off. Okay, and then you just put the plastic tip back on it, and you're all set to use it next time. As far as side effects are concerned, a lot of people, when they hear it's a corticosteroid, they start to freak out and they think they're going to have those horrible side effects that are associated with oral steroids, but really it's nothing like that. So the Flonase really just acts locally, so to the nose, and so you don't have those effects throughout the rest of your body. And then the biggest side effect is going to be nasal irritation, which go figure. So that's obviously going to be something that could happen. But the biggest plus is the fact that it doesn't cause dry mouth, it doesn't cause dry eyes like the Claritin, the Zyrtec, the Benadryl. So that is the biggest plus that I can think of with the Flonase. Thank you guys so much for watching my video today. Please subscribe if you guys haven't already. Hit that notification button so you don't miss my videos, and stay tuned next Monday, another pharmacist advice video.